Done pop those boils. Bag up them ghouls. We're taking a look at Tales from the Cryptkeeper this week on the Halloween episode of the Why Is This a Cartoon Cast?
Nice.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the super spooky episode of the Why Is This a Cartoon Cast Halloween episode. Oh my fucking god.
I'm so scared right now.
Today we're taking a look at the scariest cartoon of all time. Tales from the Cryptkeeper. This cartoon is, of course, based off the
game show.
HBO anthology series Game of Thrones. Based off Tales from the Crypt, which was not made for children.
No.
But the Cryptkeepers, the character of the Cryptkeeper, totally, like, kids latched onto that.
Right. Well, like I said,
It's crazy how popular it was considering it was on HBO.
Yeah.
This is, like I think we just talked about before. Like, I had no idea that there was just a game show.
There was a
Yeah.
game show.
Tim just
Cryptkeeper
informed me
was
of that.
all over.
I don't remember that. I remember the cartoon, the movies, and of course the TV show.
Yes.
But other than that, I had no idea about the fucking game show.
Wait, what were all the movies? Now I'm trying to think.
There was Demon Knight and Bordello Blood.
Was Bordello Blood Tales from the
Yeah,
Crypt?
Yep.
I have that on VHS.
Oh yeah, that had
Angie Everhart and Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller. I wasn't going for Angie Everhart there because I couldn't remember her name. All I know is she had the bites on the inside. Spoiler alert: bites on the inside of her thigh. And she was a vampire the whole time.
Yep.
At the end, yeah.
I thought that just meant you had bed bugs.
Maybe. Bed bugs, vampire bites, same thing.
This show ran for 3 seasons. And it came out.
It honestly
in
deserved
some
all 3
fucking year.
seasons, though. I
Yeah,
feel like
this show was awesome.
This was very well.
I mean, the first
As-
episode, I'm gonna say it right now, was a little cliche at moments. Well, it was very cliche at moments, but
It
at the same-
originally aired between 1993 and 2000.
Yep. That's why I
It sounds about right. Yeah.
I
It
looked
ended
up
the
last-
day before my 8th birthday.
I thought that was weird too. Like, if you look at the episodes for like the seasons, like the first season was like 93, second season was 94, and then like the last season was 99, 2000. It's like, what?
They brought it back.
What was up with that weird gap? And it was way after the live action show was gone already by that point.
How long did the live action show last?
89 to like 95.
Damn, that's crazy.
So
He only knows that because he has all the seasons on DVD.
that's what I do, and the movies.
Nice.
That is so amazing.
I've never seen. This is the only Cryptkeeper type stuff that I've actually
You
seen.
never saw the show?
No.
Oh
Tales
my
from the
God.
Crypt is actually
It's a
really
really
good.
good-
I know.
It's amazing.
Yeah. If you guys liked, George Romero's Creep Show and
Yes.
Creep Show 2.
Meteor shit.
I only ever saw Creepshow 2.
You only saw Creep Show 2?
Yeah, with
Really?
the Cigar Store Indian and
the raft.
the late-
and,
the raft.
And the hitchhiker.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the Creep Show, the first one had
The cake one.
Father's Day.
Father's Day, yes.
With
Stephen King, where he played the hillbilly.
Leslie
Yeah.
Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen and
with the beach. It was Tom Selleck. No, it wasn't Tom
no,
Selleck.
it was Ted Danson.
Ted Danson.
That
It was Ted Arcidi.
The Creep Show movies, which, by the way, guys, you should really check out the Creep Show movies too. Were like, yeah, they're amazing.
they are very good.
I'm pretty sure the Cryptkeeper also showed up on fucking Hollywood Squares.
What?
Yeah, I can kind of.
I'd bet money on that. Right next to Louis Anderson.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's the Crypt Keeper. I hate my parents.
I'm gonna find a clip of the Cryptkeeper on Hollywood Squares and put it right here. So anyway,
Yeah, you're not gonna put that in there.
I really want to watch old school Hollywood Squares, and by old school I mean year 2000 Hollywood Squares.
I was gonna say, old school Hollywood Squares had all the best people on it. Like
No.
the old ones.
No,
No. Some of those guests were amazing.
Hollywood Squares 2000 was
It was
awesome.
dirty as hell.
Whoopi
too.
Goldberg, Louis Anderson, Gene Shalit. I'm pretty sure.
It wasn't Bruce Valanche on there.
Yeah, that's who it was. Bruce.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Anyway, this show was amazing.
This was very good.
I like this a lot.
me
This was
too.
super cool. This is like an animated version of Goosebumps.
I'm secretly burping into the microphone. The drive-in.
Fucking stop it.
My burps are settling in the background of both of you guys' conversations.
The show was cool, but the design for the Crypt Keeper himself looked crappy.
I thought it would have been more
He's very
like the live
green.
action. Yeah, he's very green. He's very
Shitty.
zombie-like. Like, I thought it was different.
But it was for kids, I guess. They toned his scariness down. They
and
toned
they made
everything's scariness down, let's face it.
Yeah, and they made him more like
a scary, ghouly dead guy.
Just
Yeah.
some bullshit.
If they were gonna animate the Crypt Keeper,
There was no theme song for this, right?
there is. It just wasn't tied onto the episode we watched.
Oh, was it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember. I think there had to have been a theme thing. It didn't just go straight into the episode. There was an opening.
There wasn't a tune. There wasn't like a hammer man, hammer man.
Don't bring that up again.
Put on the shoes, and then he fought some crime.
Yeah, or my pet monster.
Shut up! God damn it! Get that shit out of here.
Or purity.
Shh, wait. Do you hear that?
I heard that again. Where are these coming from?
Do you have a tomato patch in the back?
Did you say tomato patch?
I see the vines right now.
Am I the one who's supposed to say tomatoes?
Tomatoes.
I'm just looking at this.
Yeah, that's just gonna keep happening. Yep.
I looked up Crypt Keeper on Hollywood Squares, and I just got the best of Paul Lynde on Hollywood Squares.
That sounds right.
Shit. So
Keith Richards on Hollywood Squares.
Halloween Squares.
We should play that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're still distracted over there, Joe. So we'll just keep talking
He
about
was
name
definitely
things.
on the fucking show.
He might have been on Hollywood Squares on an episode of Tales from the Crypt.
So did the Crypt Keeper drop a bunch of disgusting dad puns on their normal show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That show always started off with the puns.
New
Yeah.
York
It
City.
started with the puns and then ended with the puns. That's why I liked.
She probably thought it was knife to get such a good killing. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, I guess Crypt Keeper wasn't on Hollywood Squares.
No.
That sucks.
But, by the way, because we were talking about Creep Show, it was the Vault Keeper? Or who was Creep Show?
There was no Creep Show.
There was no. Yeah. It was
No,
based
Creep
on-
Show, like, or I'm thinking of, because the Crypt Keeper was originally in comic books.
Yeah.
There's Crypt Keeper, the Vault Keeper, and
There's somebody else.
the witch, the old crone.
The Keeper of the Reaper.
Anyway,
Billy
Keeper-
and
the Keeper
Mandy.
of the
so the Crypt Keeper
reference.
and the Vault Keeper both got shows. You may not know that.
I did not know that.
The Vault Keeper, I believe, had his own British series, or it might have just been a 70. It was in the 70s or early 80s.
Yeah.
Are you
had a
sure you're
series.
not just thinking of like a Teenage Hero Mutant Turtle scenario where they couldn't say Crypt on TV?
No, it
So
really
they changed
wasn't. It really was not that. There is a Vault Keeper TV show. I'll look at it. Look it up after I finish with this, and I'll show you it. But it happened. I was there.
So that this episode was called "While the Cat's Away,"
Yeah.
Yep.
and it is available on YouTube. Everything we fucking watch is on YouTube.
Yeah. Seriously, that's how.
Except for the ones that are on Daily Motion.
But if they're on Daily Motion, we'll say they're on Daily Motion.
We already Conan was on Daily Motion.
It was, wasn't it?
Anyway, why do I have in my notes 7 ninjas in my back pocket?
Oh, because maybe Dad will buy us this bike. Oh, and maybe I have 7 ninjas in my back pocket.
Yeah, so it starts with the 2 boys looking into the
Lusting
bike shop
after
window.
A tank tread back.
What was the fucking name of this bike? The
was
Sand Shredder?
Sand
Slicer. Sand Slicer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the X11 Sand Slicer or
Yeah.
something like that.
RX,
sounded
something
cool
like
as hell.
that, Yeah. So, these kids want this dirt bike, and they go to their dad's place. Did you guys catch the name of the dad's travel agent?
No, but say it because I have a note written for it.
Hand Cut Travel Agency.
Oh, well, that's not. Hand cut?
Hand Cut.
Huh.
Hand Cut. Yeah.
Hmm.
Trying to get the reference, and I'm not.
And cut your
It's
hands
basically
off.
cutting your own hand off. Hand Cut Travel.
I don't know.
Horror stuff.
Well, we cut to...
Well, as long as he doesn't put a book over called "A Farewell to Arms" and say, "Now who's laughing?" before everything in the room starts going nuts.
So the dad gets a phone call from
someone
T. Charles Kingman,
T. Charles Kingman.
And he wants to book a trip to Transylvania.
Yeah. So he picked Transylvania.
Money is not an option. He said,
but
originally he's like, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Oh, Transylvania.
Who want to go to that shithole?
So, wait, we forgot to mention that the Cryptkeeper, during the intro of the show, was looking for a place to go on vacation.
Well, yeah, because it's the bookend.
Yeah.
Yep. So
yeah, we forgot the bookend on that.
If the episode was about killer plants, he'd be gardening.
Well, that's absolutely true, but because it's important to mention that the Cryptkeeper was looking for a place to go on vacation.
If you like being a spoil sport.
You can cut my shit out. Stop doing that.
SpOoKy HaLlOwEnn.
Why don't you present the actual? When you upload on YouTube, put Spooky Vision from South Park on it with Barbara Streisand.
I don't know what that
on
is.
four quarters.
God.
I don't know what that is.
How do you not know
You
what
ever
that
saw that
is?
episode of South Park?
I saw the episode with
such a
Mecha
shit.
Streisand and Robert Smith of The Cure.
I'll
Disintegration
rough
was the
some
best
bell
album
you
ever.
for it.
Wait, what? Remember that time? Nope, gone. Cut that out. Moving on.
So these kids just straight up start plotting a robbery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
They're like,
right?
we will break
And
into
that's
this
where-
man's house.
That's where I kind of thought of like the hand cut travel thing. Like if you steal, you get your hand cut off.
Oh, shit.
So
Okay.
Okay, well now that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, your thought
Little-
process is a little out there, but at the same
Yeah,
time, I
that's
see
what
where
I
you're
thought.
coming from.
You steam a good ham.
And that came from me. Steve a good ham, Seymour. Or no, Skinner. Steamed ham.
So yeah, they start to plan the break-in into.
Also, this
Kingsman's
animation
house.
shit. I just want to shove that
Actually,
in
it's
there.
not
quick.
that terrible.
I thought it was good.
Shit animation.
It's
didn't like
not
it?
the worst.
I didn't
It's
like
not
it.
Hammerman bad. And
I didn't
it's not
for
My Pet
for
Monster
what
bad.
this was. Like this was a huge franchise. Like Tales from the Crypt was huge.
Yeah, I still thought it was still pretty good.
It seemed kind of cheap. I don't know.
Given the era, it wasn't bad. I mean, there was a lot worse shows out there. Hammerman and My
I
Pet
have those
Monster.
the same thermostats in my house.
They look like boobs. Anyway.
All right, so
Oh, so like, oh, Kingman's got to be gone by now.
Yeah.
What are you basing that off of? He just booked this like 20
They're
minutes
basing
ago.
off the fact that apparently the older brother's 10 and the younger brother's 5.
I thought he said 8. Wasn't he 8?
I didn't
was
pick
it
it up.
The
I
older
didn't pick it
brother or
up.
the younger brother?
Younger brother. I thought he was 8.
Oh.
No, I might have made a comment that when he's 8.
Oh,
might be
well,
thinking
okay,
of-
so he's 8. There you go.
Their big plan is to break into Kingsman's house so they can steal some type of money,
Steal
so they
something
can
valuable so they can sell it.
sell it and
get the bike.
get the bike. So they go into Kingsman's house. They knock on the door knocker.
I have
And-
something about the door knockers. What's up with the door knockers?
It's
They're,
a
they're
screaming
weird.
face.
Yeah, they got scared by the
The
door knocker.
knocker part's on his chin. It's not in his mouth.
Yeah,
That's weird.
and they open up the door and then
No, the
bats
door
fly
opens
out.
itself, and the bats come out, and they're like, "Oh no! Instead of running away from where the bats are coming from, let's run into where the bats are coming from and close the door, so the bats are in there with us."
So they get into the haunted house basically.
Yeah, it
Random
really.
haunted house.
Oh my god, this was so haunted house cliche.
Well, when you remember who lives there.
That's fair,
Well, yeah.
but come on, why? Never mind. When we get to that point, I'm going to ask a very important question.
Who turns into a woodpecker?
Kids who hiccup a lot?
Why do I have that written down? Is that?
Because he said that's what you turn into. You turn into a woodpecker, and he's hiccuping. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
so
the
they
kid
got
is.
scared.
Okay.
so they're looking around. So a ghost comes out of the painting.
Scares the kid, and that's where he gets the hiccups.
Yep.
Okay.
So anytime he gets scared, he gets the hiccups.
I just want to note there were some really interesting camera angles. Did you guys pick up on that? Like lots of, like it wasn't just plain Jane point
Like
and
left
shoot.
and right and forward and backwards. It was overhead. And
Yeah, it was some really
So
interesting
they at least
shots.
tried.
They at least tried to make it probably like the TV
A little
show.
cinematic.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah, I noticed that. Stu is a dick.
Yeah, he is.
So, yeah.
And he keeps egging his little brother into grand larceny.
He's
Mhm.
the worst.
The worst.
Yep. So they end up in like some type of library.
Yeah, they end up in a
Yeah,
library.
Is this, does he have the map at this point?
No, this is
He-
where he finds the map.
This
Yeah, he
basic bitch map.
Yeah, he was looking through. He's pulling all the books because it's an old house. It
And they
has
have
to
secret
have
passages.
secret passages.
To be fair,
Well-
he's right.
Yeah, right or wrong, what the living fuck? How many episodes of Scooby Doo did this kid watch? Probably as many as I did by that age too. Because I'll be honest, my great grandmother used to have a library in her house because she had a large house up in upstate New York, and I used to. She'd be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like doing pulling the books out.
Pull the books out to see.
Where's the turning wall of Mima?
That's all bullshit, by the way. I'd never been to that house.
Well, thank you for lying to our listeners.
I just remember my uncle's listening.
Where does he get the map from?
Okay. He called me on the bullshit anyway, so I'd rather not.
They pulled on some type of lever, I guess, and one of the bookcases opens. He puts his hand in. He starts to tease his younger brother, Dwight.
By screaming like, oh, no!
Something's grabbing him, and then Dwight yells.
That's like when I was putting in lights when I was working for maintenance at work. And the one problem solver girl standing down below her, she's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "You should be careful up there." And I plugged it in, and I went, and she jacked up, and she goes, "Ah, ah, ah!" And I was like, "Ah, you dumbass." I'm an asshole.
So they pull out this janky ass map that just has an X in the middle of it and some random lines, and it's like, I know exactly how to navigate there in this house I've never been.
Yeah, right. And
he's the older brother. He always knows best.
That's right.
He finds a secret switch in a bas relief style thing on the side of the bookshelf, and which causes the axe wielding knight to drop its axe that's over on the other side, right behind his little brother. And then he's not concerned at all about the fact that his little brother got bisected by the damn thing. It hits the floor and it opens the secret thing where the map is. By the way.
Okay.
So that's where we're at.
Side note, I just realized we said the wrong dog for the last episode.
We're wrong dog. Oh, this
dogs,
one's Fifi.
This one's Fifi. I thought.
What was the dog in the other one?
I don't know.
Cutie Buttons.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So,
yeah.
the brother goes to sit down and read the map.
Can I interject something real quick?
Sure, why not? We've been doing it the whole episode. The whole episode is an interjection.
The category is pop culture Halloween costumes for 1978. Al Frankenstein.
Let me find something to throw at you.
I've been listening to an audiobook on the history of Saturday Night Live.
Jesus Christ. Al Frankenstein. Anyway. Thank you for adding that. It is the Halloween episode.
Fun fact, he almost became the showrunner after Lorne Michaels left in 1980. But right before that season ended, he wrote like a super nasty sketch aimed at the producer of the show, and then that just screwed him out of the fucking job.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But if he would have taken up the job, he would have never found Eddie Murphy, and that whole thing would have never happened. So.
And the great Joe Piscopo.
Fuck Joe Piscopo. The young Joe Piscopo left Saturday Night Live to conquer Hollywood. What episode is that from?
It's one of those flashback episodes.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one. It was one before Lisa was born.
I don't know. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
What? It doesn't matter. We're talking about The Simpsons. Simpsons sidebar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so
they get to the dog?
No, they didn't get to the dog yet. The brother sits down at the desk to read the map. He turns the light to look at it better, and apparently it opens a secret passage that launches his little brother into an unknown passageway. And then he's like, "What? Oh, hey, where'd you go?" "Oh, well, I'll keep looking at this map." And he leans back, and that's another secret passageway because, yeah.
Yeah, there's mad secret passageways up in here.
Yes, there is.
So, I have the map to this treasure, and all we have to do is follow this passageway down here. Well, because that map, man.
That super detailed map.
Yep.
Yeah, now we're getting up to the dog.
So yeah, they're walking down the stone stairs, and Dwight's like, "What's these noises I'm hearing?"
That's just creeping.
It's
yeah,
the creaky
creaking.
stone.
Creaky stone. Stone creak.
That was funny. That was a good one.
Then they get up to the hole in the wall, and there's a big, giant, chewed-up steel dog bowl that says Fifi.
Fifi.
And it's like, oh, he has a doggy. It sounds like a little pooch. It's never a little pooch.
Nope.
Especially when it has an ironic name.
Like Fifi.
Or Mittens.
That's why you name your Doberman friggin'...
This is Mr. Bootsy.
Mr. Bootsy.
He's a Rottweiler pit bull mix.
He snapped my leg off at the heel the other week.
Killed 9 babies, but he's just friendly to meet you. So it's a Cerberus that pops out.
No.
Yes?
Try again.
Oh, it's a wolf. It's a werewolf.
It's a werewolf.
That's fucked up that he's got a...
Their castle.
What is that from?
Why are you talking like that? I thought you wanted to.
Young Frankenstein.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Did you see that one?
I saw it, not enough to get the reference.
Oh
That's
my
one of the
God.
best lines. I love that line. That's probably really great.
Could you help me with the bags? Sure. You take the blonde, and I'll take the one in the toy bin.
What's the joke with the old lady? The recurring joke with the old lady.
Oh, Frau Blucher. Anyway.
Did you guys ever see Son of Frankenstein with Basil Rathbone?
No.
That's
Wait, is that the modern one? It's in color and like...
No, it's not in color.
Son of Frankenstein. No.
That's basically what Young Frankenstein is adapted from. It's like that's where the police inspector with the wooden arm and like that's where all those elements come from. And that one, Bela Lugosi's in. He plays Igor.
But Bela Lugosi's dead.
Igor.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then in the next one, Ghost of Frankenstein, Bela Lugosi plays Frankenstein. After turning down the role all the years earlier. No, he plays the monster.
So no, he doesn't play Frankenstein. He plays the monster.
He plays the monster. All right, fuck you.
No, I'm one of those people that is really particular about that because people say, "Oh, it's Frankenstein." I'm like,
that's interesting because you seem to not be super familiar with the actual fucking.
I don't remember the second one. I don't remember Son of Frankenstein.
That was the third one.
Yeah, was it the third one? Or was it the second one?
The second one was Bride of Frankenstein.
Was it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was Bride of Frankenstein.
Anyway,
Frankenstein, Bride, Son, Ghost.
Remind me,
and then you get into the Hammer films, don't you?
No, there's a few more.
Yeah, we're still at the.
There's one more, and then there's Frankenstein meets the Wolfman.
And then don't forget about Frankenstein and the Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and the Invisible Man.
Those Frankenstein movies are so fucking good.
Well,
they are.
Well, no, the Universal horror movies deserved.
The Universal horror movies are up and down, but the Frankenstein series is solid throughout. Like the Dracula sequels are hit and miss. Frankenstein. Fucking solid.
Once again, they're hit or miss until you get to the Hammer ones.
Like fucking. Well, that's not Universal anymore.
No, but I'm just saying Hammer.
SpOoKy HaLlOwEnN side discussion.
Yeah, seriously.
But in fucking spoilers for a 50-year-old movie.
Yeah, right.
At the end of Son of Frankenstein, the monster gets like drop kicked into a lava pit by Basil Rathbone. It's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't seen Son. I've seen Bride of Frankenstein. Yeah, yes. I've seen Ghost of Frankenstein.
Son is my favorite. Son is awesome.
And that's the one I missed, of course.
Have to check that out.
Oh, that's just like the Mummy movies.
Igor will live forever.
Blarg. Anyway.
And then Bela Lugosi took a bunch of morphine.
3/4 of the way through filming Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Not even 3/4.
It was like a quarter of the way.
Plan 9 didn't even exist.
When he croaked?
Yeah.
But he was in the movie.
He's in the opening scene, and that's just footage that Ed Wood had shot of Bela Lugosi creeping around in the Dracula cape in his front yard. And he just put it into that movie. The rest of the movie, where you see the Dracula guy...
It was another dude, yeah.
It was his wife's dentist.
Yeah, I remember.
And the whole reason he has his cape over his face is to hide the fat... Yeah. That's the whole reason... And then that birthed that whole trope of Dracula having the thing in front of his face. Yeah. That came from Plan 9, and it only exists to hide the fact that Bela Lugosi's fucking dead.
Spooky Halloween side note.
Halloween trivia.
This is more, honest to God, I think the whole Halloween episode should just, let's say screw the cartoon and just talk about nerdy horror movies. I'm sorry.
We gotta get through this episode.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll talk about nerdy horror movies.
No, I didn't get the fuck out of here.
The game's on. Come on.
All right.
The Niners.
All right. Okay, let's stop fucking around. Let's just get this done.
Streaming free with DirecTV. Hashtag ad. Hashtag please sponsor us DirecTV. I want your fucking money.
Okay. All right. Cut all this out. Let's start.
I'll cut out what I cut out.
Anyway.
Bitch.
Where can these people listen to us on anyway?
Bitch. We're on Spotify. We are on Google Play. We are on YouTube. We have an RSS feed. I don't know if we're showing up in your local podcasting app if you search for it. But if you plug in our RSS feed, you'll subscribe to us. But you could also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WITA Cartoon, or you can email us at witacartooncast at gmail.com.
And we'll eventually read your emails if we ever remember what the password to the account is.
And no, I know what the password is.
Is it your birthday? It's your birthday, isn't it?
No, it's not my fucking birthday.
Break into our Gmail account. It's his birthday.
Where does Frankenstein show up in this cartoon?
We're still not there yet.
We just got to the Wolfman.
We just got to the Wolfman. So the Wolfman comes tearing ass out of the walls, and it's like, holy crap! And then
holy crap, he's a crapple.
Holy crap, he's a crapple. And then his chain is just that much too short for him in order to keep him from snapping these kids' heads off like rotten apples, which would have been great. Best cartoon ever. I hate children, by the way.
Oh, God.
So they're like, the door! And
they go down to like another sliding thing, and they slide into the lab.
Well, after the Wolfman starts breaking through the door.
Yeah. He breaks through the door. They slide into a lab.
I love that they shut the door, and I think that's going to stop the wolf.
I know, right? So they land on top of this big lumpy pile of the sheet, and I saw the lab equipment, and they didn't even pull the sheet up yet. And I was like, I know what the fuck's under there.
Yeah.
Wait, you know what?
So they're like, oh, what are we on top of? It's so lumpy. And they pick up the Joe's showing inappropriate anime videos, and I'm the weeb. Anyway, they pick up the sheet and they look, and it's actually a nice depiction of Frankenstein. It's not
Of who?
Frankenstein's monster.
Fuck you, you asshole. I knew you were only calling me out to be a smart ass. You're such a shit.
It was a very nice depiction of the monster from Frankenstein.
Yep.
From Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, written by Mary Shelley and produced
it was
by Mary
cool.
Shelley, who was a lady, not a guy.
She was like 13 when she wrote that.
Is MASH on in the other room? Awesome.
Suicide is painless unless you do it slowly.
That's not the words.
We are witty doctors, and we're in Korea. Puberty love. Puberty love.
Oh my God.
This recording session has been all over the place.
It really has.
So
Like, you're
fantastic.
gonna have the worst spooky Halloween
I'm not cutting
bullshit session. This is gonna
Nah, yeah, leave it all in.
watch
Fuck
it be like the most viewed
Fuck
one
it.
because it's the most random.
Yeah,
The
stuff.
most viewed one because it's the spooky Halloween.
Spooky drunk Halloween.
I'm not even drunk. Oh, Joe.
Yeah, me
might
neither.
be.
Oh, fuck it, I'm not. The two? Fuck out of here. We've been here for like 3 fucking hours.
It's true. It's true. It's not true.
All right, so they're on top of the Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah. Anyway.
They're on top of Frankenstein's monster.
Yes.
And they flip after that they flip what, a couple switches? And
Yeah.
then
By accident.
by accident. and
Yeah.
Frankenstein
quote,
comes
air
alive.
quotes in the up. By the way. Frankenstein. Well, no, he starts getting zapped, and then the brother gets
Zapped
sucked.
starring. Fuck. Who's the
Scott
boss?
Bale.
Yeah.
Scott Bale.
Scott Bale.
Anyway, what was the one with
Yo,
the dad
meets-
from American Pie where he was like he pulled up by the spaceship?
Eugene Levy.
Yeah, and he could like give women orgasms by looking at them weird.
Orgasmo?
No, but like they mix him up with like Roman soldiers, so when they drop him back onto 80s Earth, like he's wearing the Roman soldier's costume, and he just keeps looking at women and giving them orgasms. This movie exists.
Yep.
This movie exists. We'll look at it later.
Is it a National Lampoon movie?
Negative. It is just a very bad movie. It might have been like the Zapped sequel. Zapped 2.
The Zappening.
The Zappening.
Rated R.
So anyway, the older brother gets pulled while Frankenstein's getting electrocuted. The older brother gets pulled into the tank by the
The
squid.
only reason that dumbass ends up in the squid tank is because the squid takes the picture of the dirt bike.
And he goes after.
this
It's
is-
a fucking
He risks
picture.
his life
Why?
for a picture,
For that picture, which,
of a dirt bike.
which is so weird because at the end he just like, the hell with the picture, but the whole time, I gotta get that picture back. It's a fucking picture.
I thought maybe it stole the map at first until I actually like as I'm watching, I'm like, no, that's a picture of the.
So stupid.
It's a
It
fucking
is. It's
picture of a dirt bike.
fucking
Who gives a shit?
dumb. I mean, by the way, the way we're talking about it, it's almost as if we didn't like the episode. The show in
show's
general is
great.
awesome.
The show was awesome.
It's great. That's not even being sarcastic or anything. It's actually good. Watch it. Watch the whole series.
Where does
Buy it on DVD.
Where does the vial of liquid come in? Because I have
Like,
vial
he's
of
throwing-
liquid ex machina.
Fuck that fucking joke, Joe. Let it die. Never. Anyway, so
I'm Courtney.
he's like, I'm
the-
Courtney. Never.
Well, he's trying. Well, the brother was trying to get his other brother loose from the squid in the tank, and he's just throwing these random potions.
Yes,
Okay.
And this one vial literally just blows his brother out of the tank. Hooray, good for them.
Yep.
And then Frankenstein's monster, Yeah. Picks up the tank and goes to smash them with it, which I wish he had. That would have been great. It would have been very Tales from the Crypty. But he misses, and he knocks a hole in the wall, and the Wolfman comes down, and the Scooby-Doo chase starts.
Yeah. The kids slide through Frankenstein's legs to another secret department area or passage.
Yeah, through the hole that the tank made.
SpOoKy Halloween thing.
So they slide through, go through the passage, and then they get split up by the worst crossroad ever. A wall went between them. Oh no, we're lost.
Yep.
And then the romance movie, they're calling out to each other style thing where they're running, and then they see the shadows, and big fucking surprise. It's not the brother.
It's
in either case.
Frankenstein.
It's Monster.
Monster.
And the Wolfman. And then they find each other.
Monster.
But then, the older brother just keeps acting like nothing happened. Every 5 minutes, it's like nothing happened.
Another thing I didn't understand about this show. He keeps looking.
He's so committed.
He's so committed to look for this fucking goddamn treasure. And
he's got his
zombies and fucking werewolves around you. You're not even worried about that.
Well,
I still want the fucking money for this goddamn dirt bike. Come on,
so
man.
they're running from both the monsters again, and they end up in a room. And we better block off the door with all this stuff, including this large coffin-shaped thing that's probably not a coffin. Oh no, look, it's a coffin.
Yeah.
And a Dracula, not a vampire, a Dracula. It's literally it's multiple Draculas.
They paid for the copyright.
It's multiple. They're not vampires of any sort except they're Draculas. They're just like Squidbilly style here.
And they're not zombies. They're Walking Deads.
Right? We didn't get to the zombies yet. Quit spoiling it.
What do they call them? Walking Dead? Walkers.
Walkers.
The walkers.
Walkers. Yeah. Shamblers. Creepers. Crawlers. Ghoulies. Grabbed by ghoulies. I got grabbed by ghoulies. I got grabbed in the ghoulies. By ghoulies.
So
they
what
basically get chased out of that area with the Draculas, right?
Yeah, they get chased out, and then they somehow magically find the dead end, and it's like it's a dead end, and no, it's beyond this wall. It's somewhere here. I just magically hit the right brick right off the bat, and boom, there's the room that they're supposed to show up in.
Yep. And then
X marks the
X
zombie.
marks the spot, and there's two bones in the shape of an X on the floor.
Yep.
So the zombies start rising out of the dirt while the two boys are oblivious.
Yep.
And the older brother's digging and digging, and he finds a chest and he opens it up, and it's an issue of Tales from the Crypt.
Number one.
So it is rare, but it's not bagged or boarded. So
Yeah,
No.
no, it's probably 60%
TSA grade. It's like 6.5.
Yeah, nothing too good.
I love that, by the way. I thought that was
awesome.
That was a great twist.
So clever.
It was
brother wanted that fucking money so bad, and then a comic book.
And I'm on the cover.
We're on the cover,
Yeah.
but there's no zombies. Oh, look up around. There's all the zombies.
Yep.
And then, I promised this, that, and the other thing. And then they run and they knock down the wall, and they escape right past. And they run right into the owner of the house,
Who turns out to be James Adomian,
Damn it!
star of stage and screen.
It's T. Charles Kingman,
Who is also
the
Cryptkeeper.
He has the same initials.
The Cryptkeeper.
Yeah.
T. Charles Kingman.
I didn't get that until just now.
Actually, when you had that revelation, you just gave me the revelation.
Because originally when you
you
said T. Charles Kingman, I was like, why isn't there like a little pun to clue you in? But fucking
There it is.
shit.
There's
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
So and then he makes fun of them and shows that crime doesn't pay, blah, all that kind of shit.
yeah, this show was awesome.
It was
Stealing is grave consequences. Let's lay this one to rest.
There we
this
go.
is. I love the puns at the beginning and the end. I thought they
Yeah,
were great.
honestly,
I love
it wasn't
the
even
twist
that bad.
ending.
I actually
I love the ending.
It was so cliche. and
I'd
it had
watch
so
other
many-
episodes of this.
But I would keep watching this again because I don't know why.
Because it was cool.
Because it wasn't that other piece of crap we watched. What was that called again?
You guys hear something?
No, not that.
I'm a man. I'm a man.
It wasn't that.
You put
And it wasn't My Pet Monster
and
either.
then it cleans your feet.
It was definitely It was definitely better than Conan. So if you had to rank the episodes
We're
that
not doing this at the end of every episode, by the way.
Not every episode, but right now, because we watched another good one.
We
it
just
took a
did
while.
this 2 episodes ago.
Where would you place Tales from the Crypt?
It's up there. It's
Top
an
5.
argument for number 1.
I
We
would
can't say
number
top
one.
5
Top
because we
5.
did 5 episodes.
Yeah, 5 episodes in the top 5.
Well, we did 7. We did 8.
I'm gonna say I still think that our Toxic Avengers.
No,
Toxic
I wouldn't put
Crusaders.
this is above Toxic Crusaders.
I think this might be number 1 for me.
No,
It's
number
this
two.
or it's this
So
or
far.
Tactical Killer
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
That's either
It's this or
Tactical Killer
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes was way too clever for me not to give it the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
Actually, when you
This,
think about Toxic
this
Crusaders
ending
too,
was so good though.
oh my god.
and if
yeah.
all the episodes have an ending like that, like that's
yeah.
and that's
so
that's like
cool.
the typical Tales from the Crypt fashion too. Like
yeah.
they would do that a lot throughout the live action TV show.
Like, or was a really fucked up twist.
Is that how the
Yeah.
movies are too? Like
yeah.
Bordello of Blood.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh,
if I
yeah,
watch
yeah.
that, it's all goofy and
Yeah.
shit.
Well, it's
I
not
might watch
goofy,
that now.
but it's got its moments. It's like
they
the
always
thing
have
is,
like a twist at the end.
I'm trying to think. Do you remember the episode with the of Tales from the Crypt with the ventriloquist and it's Bobcat Goldthwait?
I don't
Bobcat
remember this episode,
Goldthwait.
no, but continue.
Bobcat Goldthwait is a ventriloquist.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
And he's like he idolizes this older ventriloquist. And it turns out that
That's just like that episode of King of the Hill, where Bobby is volunteering
I'm
at the
gonna
retirement
throw my
home,
fucking phone
and
at
he
you.
runs into the old man who's the ventriloquist, and the ventriloquist gives Bobby Chip Block, All-American, and Bobby becomes a master ventriloquist. And since Hank loves sports and Chip Block is an All-American, he also loves sports, so that connects them. But Dale is deathly afraid of ventriloquist dummies.
So are we just
So-
gonna do a King of the Hill episode?
So Dale kidnaps Chip Block, All-American, and feeds him through a wood chipper. And then Hank makes another dummy, and it's a Bobby. Oh, and then they bond at the end.
anyway,
Love King of the Hill.
We should just have a King of the Hill podcast.
I know we should do a King of the Hill.
I'd
I
be
would
all
actually
over
do
it.
it. But anyway, so
Podcast of the
so
Hill.
Bobcat Goldthwait
There you go. That's the name.
is a ventriloquist. He idolizes this older ventriloquist who's perfect, absolutely perfect. And finally, at some point, the ventriloquist's secret is revealed. He has a conjoined twin.
Oh.
Belial.
And his little hand is actually a little baby person. Our parents, my mother did drugs when she was pregnant with us, and like the little guy talks and stuff. So what happens is
Is the little guy the puppet, or he's just under the puppet?
he's under the
He's
puppet,
under the puppet. That's
and then he cuts the puppet the thing on. He cuts it off or something like that, or the bigger brother dies.
I'm Googling it.
I'm trying to think, and then Bobcat uses him to stay famous. And then all of a sudden, he starts screaming on the stage, and everyone's like, "What? What the hell's going on?" And he pulls out the thing, and the conjoined twin brother is taking over his arm, like just like with the old ventriloquist.
yeah.
It was really good episode. It fucked me
Oh
up.
my
for,
God,
like,
Don Rickles was also in that episode.
He played the older ventriloquist. That's what it was.
that's another thing about Tales from the Crypt. The guest stars on that show and the guest directors, holy shit, ridiculous.
Didn't they have John Carpenter do an episode or two?
It was produced by like a whole bunch of people. I forget who, but I don't know if he did an episode.
I could have sworn he directed an episode.
What's his face? I think Tom Holland did a couple.
Tom Holland is Spider-Man.
No, the director of Fright Night and Child's Play.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
No, not him.
All right, so let's just keep moving because we're rambling again.
Yeah.
So
Oh shit, this episode's online.
yeah.
My pet monster.
Stop it. Anyway,
Anyway, Tales from the Crypt Keeper.
Tales from the Crypt was awesome.
2 thumbs
Totally
up.
deserves to be a cartoon.
yes.
Absolutely enjoyed it.
Kids horror shows are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, My
Except
Pet
when they
Monster.
suck. That wasn't a horror show though. That was just a show about a monster. That's like saying Pokemon is a horror show.
Yeah.
And
Sorry for the clinking, folks. There's a lot of beer going around here.
none of that picked up on the mic, so they only recognized it because you had to narc on us. Narc.
How many times have I asked you if you were drinking? While,
Narkington.
like, I still laugh about that. Were you drinking while you were watching this? Joey has a problem.
Don't say that. That's not funny. But the show was awesome.
It was awesome.
I
It was
agree.
very awesome.
Yeah.
It did deserve to be a cartoon.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I agree.
And
It's crazy that there's no like. I feel like kids' cartoons in general just don't exist anymore. Like there's just. It's not the same as it used to be.
No.
No.
Like there's so
No.
many live action kids shows, like all that Disney fucking bullshit with the fucking
Hannah Montana and shit. Am I that old?
Don't knock. First of all, that show hasn't been on in like 10 years.
Oh my god, I'm old.
Second of all, don't knock it. It's gotten way worse.
Has it?
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna say Miley Cyrus. Whew.
Oh, Miley.
Oh, Miley. Just that short hair. I have a thing,
Dude.
She can come in like a wrecking ball in my house any day.
Wow.
Just reminding you, you're listening to the Miley Cyrus podcast.
I'll be starting the Miley Cyrus podcast in 2 weeks.
Okay,
right,
stop it. Let's land this plane.
That's enough.
So at the end of every episode, we like to give our own pitches for cartoon adaptations that could have fit in on a Saturday morning lineup with some of these shows. So who wants to go first?
Okay. I wrote something down, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say something else. Transylvania 65000.
Oh,
the animated series.
yeah.
Because what's I thought
Underrated as fuck.
when we were talking about Transylvania before, the whole thing I kept thinking of was Transylvania. It's not scary. It's cute. Yeah, it's cute. It's cute.
How about
Who is that in? Who's the girl vampire in that?
Gina Davis.
Yeah, it is.
Gina Davis.
oh,
Very
man.
roll
She's
tide.
got
Gina Davis.
Gina Davis eyes. My idea was, how about the adventures?
Can we wait before you start? Gina Davis.
Oh man.
Gina Davis.
She's got Gina
Be
Davis
afraid.
eyes.
And
Be very
fucking-
afraid.
And Kramer. He's hilarious in that movie.
Oh,
Didn't he play
Kramer?
the Igor
Oh,
character?
My God, yeah.
So good.
It's good, yeah? It's good.
He's just falling down everywhere.
Wait, do you not like Gina Davis? Or are you saying she's hot?
Love Gina Davis.
Oh my god,
Everybody
she
loves
is
Gina
hot.
Davis.
Gina
Yeah.
Davis.
That movie particularly, Land the Fly. Real tight.
Oh
Gina
man, Brindle Fly.
Davis.
Brundle Fly.
You're listening to the Gina Davis podcast.
Yeah, the Gina Davis. It's on right after the Miley Cyrus podcast.
SpOoKy Gina Davis.
Well, she was in Beetlejuice too,
I've never seen Beetlejuice.
which I can't even. I can't.
Love that cartoon though.
Well,
That'll be next. That'll be one of next year's Halloween cartoons.
I hope. Yeah, well, that's fair. So look forward to it, folks. And we'll actually have the format down.
Nice
and
fucking model.
My idea was the animated misadventures of Young Frankenstein.
Very nice.
That's pretty cool.
That's very nice.
That'd be awesome if it was in black and white.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Yeah.
That would be
It,
cool.
it was just like it.
I can't believe no cartoons have like tried to do that. Like,
I guess because
Well, it's
kids
too
wouldn't.
cerebral for kids. They're
Yeah,
like,
kids
I saw the
wouldn't
color.
Yeah.
fuck kids.
Oh fuck this! I'm gonna look at my phone and eat a Tide Pod,
Tide Pod.
or snort cinnamon, or shove a balloon up my ass.
water bottle so that it lands standing up.
That was the highlight of my life when I accomplished that. Will you
That
help me?
shit makes me want to fucking self-immolate.
It does. Yo, kids today, I have a
Again,
message for you. You're all stupid,
My
and you're going to
girlfriend's
grow
nephew
up.
with that stupid water bottle. I just wanted
Just
to grab
keep
it,
throwing it.
dude. It was like 9:30 at night, and it was way past his bed. I just wanted to grab it, walk outside, and just chuck it into the
You
water.
should have. You should have. Get used to disappointment now, kid. Now go the fuck to bed. Hey, what's your idea?
Oh, dude, Clue, the animated series.
Ooh.
Every episode, it's a new whodunit.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
But
dude.
They would have to like who ate all the peanut butter.
Yeah, it could be something
Like this is
stupid
kid
each
stuff.
time. Yeah,
Kid
yeah.
stuff. Like not who put an axe in the middle of Mrs.
Oh,
White's forehead.
yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't Mrs.
They could all
White.
just be serial murderers.
Who shot the delivery boy? Actually, did we ever figure out in the movie who actually had done? They all done it.
There were like 4 different endings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the one where they all were actually guilty was
Yep.
the one that was the actual canon.
I'm your singing telegram.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
Clue, the animated series.
That'd be great. So,
That's
So
it.
yeah, that's it. That's it for this episode of the Wise as a Cartoon cast. We hope you enjoyed the super spooky Halloween edition. So go out on Wednesday and eat lots of candy
get sick, throw up on your parents.
and drink pumpkin beers.
Watch Halloween.
Yeah, I'm finally gonna watch the original Halloween.
No,
Finally.
you need to watch
My
the
aunt-
which one was it? Halloween 3? Halloween 2?
I love Halloween 3. I've seen Halloween 3.
You've seen Halloween 3.
I
You never
love
saw the
With the
first
Halloween
masks?
3. Yeah, with Tom Atkinson. Yeah,
Oh my god,
Tom
that one's
Atkinson,
so
my boy.
Yeah. You don't like Halloween 3?
Okay, no, it's not that bad.
You're a hater. No.
I'm just hating on it.
You
to
probably
hate on
saw it like 15 years ago.
Only 3
and
years.
formed
And I
your
remember-
opinion then.
Yeah, that's
Watch it again. It's amazing.
You know what? Now I'm more of a cynical asshole. I'll probably love it.
Dude, Tom Atkinson, he's just drinking beers and fucking not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna make it. Why don't we all? Because it's our special Halloween episode. Why don't we all give a suggestion for a Halloween movie for everybody?
Dude,
to watch?
Halloween 3.
Halloween 3. What do you got?
American Werewolf in London.
Ooh,
I
Solid.
think that's a perfect.
I'm
movie.
actually gonna not ironically suggest Troll 2. I'm kidding. Do you want an actually terrifying movie for Halloween? And even though it is science
Or The
fiction-
Lost Boys.
Ooh, Lost Boys is a good one.
It's like, motherfucker, I'm trying to watch The Lost Boys.
I was shipping those two all the time. Anyway, an honest to God,
You're eating maggots, Michael.
an honest to God terrifying movie. It doesn't matter that it's sci-fi. The first Alien movie. If you've never seen the first Alien,
I've never
it is
seen the first
actually,
Alien.
It is. You've never seen the first Alien.
I've only ever seen Aliens.
You need to watch the first one.
How do I get out of this chicken shit outfit?
You secure that shit, Hudson. Anyway, the first Alien movie was
Game over, man.
was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, he's dead now.
Yeah.
It does actually make me sad. Oh, actually, Sergeant Apone just died too. The guy who played him just died too. Anyway, so if you've never seen the first Alien movie, I suggest you go see it. It is one of those. It's the haunted house movie that solves the question.
Does anybody
why
ever
don't
mistake you for a man? No. Have you?
Anyway, it solves the question. Why don't they just leave the house? Well, now they can't.
They can't.
Because vacuum is space.
Because
And
in
it's-
space, no one
In
hears your
space,
screams.
no one
know.
can hear you leave the house.
No one can hear Tom Skerritt. Beard bristling against the wall.
He deserved better.
He did, but he played Captain Dallas wonderfully in that movie. So I'm just gonna say once again,
He played
Alien.
Captain Janeway wonderfully in that movie.
So our suggestions, of course, are Halloween 3
American Werewolf in London.
and Alien and Troll 2.
And like we were saying before, you can find us online, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WITA Cartoon. You can email us, tell us literally anything. We'll fucking read it out, whatever. WITACartooncast@gmail.com. We're on Spotify and Google Play right now. If you want to follow us that way, you can also find our RSS feed and upload it to your podcasting app of choice. And this episode is super fucking long, but whatever, because spooky Halloween is my favorite holiday.
Yeah, it's
by
mine too.
far.
Me too.
So
Yeah, we
that's
all
why
love
it's super
Halloween.
long. And, I
Because
love-
we're all kids at heart.
and
we
didn't
love
we
getting
talk
what
about
can.
Frankenstein for like 20 minutes?
We did.
We
So,
did.
So why not?
So like,
Fuck it,
once you
man.
edit this thing, it'll probably be a lot shorter.
No, it won't.
No, well, you're not gonna edit. You're just gonna throw this bitch out raw.
Well, I'm going to cut out everything you just said. So anyway, have a safe and fun Halloween. Eat lots of candy, watch horror movies, and drink pumpkin beers even though they all suck.
Remember putting a black sheet over your head and being a black ghost? It's perfectly acceptable in the middle of the night.
And be sure to vote on November 6th.
Yeah, that too. All right, guys. Seriously.
All right, we're getting out of here. For the Wise is a Cartoon Cast, I'm Joey.
I'm Tim.
I'm Chris.
See you later.
Adios, goblins and ghouls.
Spooky.